What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to teach you something that's only going to take you a few minutes to get really good at. And then a few more minutes after that, you'll be a master of it because it isn't going to take you very long. Today I'm going to show you a tapping method that's going to take you only a few minutes to learn if you don't know how to tap already. But if you do, then I'm going to show you a really easy and wicked way to use it that'll still only take you less than an hour to really get it down. So if you got enough time to sit around and just hang out for a few minutes, you're going to learn how to do some tapping. Some finger tappity taps that'll only take you a couple minutes that are very cool. You can use them in all your music anywhere, and I'll show you how and why. So let's just get right into it because I am in a very, very tippity tappity mood. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our box 1 of the pentatonic scale. So everybody pretty much knows that, right? It's been around since the dinosaur. I'm in drop C, so I got to move her over, which I may or may not do for the exercise. I like the darkness of just not even moving over. I think it's pretty cool. So either way you do it, we're going to use that scale. I don't even know what key I'm going to use. What key you guys want to use today? We can use any key you want. I'll show you in a whole bunch of them. How about that? We just do it everywhere. Let's start with A minor because A minor is where the beginning of time starts for the music land, right? That's dime. That's a move. Dime did that move all the time. He does it. Yeah, little dime move. Anyway, that's in, I think, Revolution Is My Name. He does something like that, right? Anyway, that's where we do it. Where am I? I throw those little double stop bends. And like everything I do, I am completely addicted to these things. They just lead you into so many wicked things. But I am sidetracking hardcore. I don't know why. Let's get right back into what we're doing. We're going to use the A minor box. So we got this pentatonic box right here, right? Now, I have this little method of learning how to tap when I was younger, and it works really well. I show it to everybody, and they do say it's pretty easy. They're like, wow, I've learned a lot of different ways, but yours is clearly the easiest and takes at least the amount of time to get it good. And then after you learn it my way, you can alter it a bunch of other ways. But to get you going, the biggest problem with people learning how to tap is they don't understand how to time it. They don't understand that there's timing involved. So that's the big problem. Nobody understands the timing. Nobody knows timing is there, right? Nobody knows how to do the timing thing. Everybody's just kind of goofing, galloping all over. Right? Whatever you're doing, you're just galloping all over the place. So I'm going to give you an easy way right now how to just fix all that. And you're going to say this to yourself as you're playing it. So we're going to root this finger down all the time. And we're going to keep it there. And we're going to ignore it for now. We're just going to leave it there. And this finger here, when it goes, I'm going to use the pentatonic box to also demonstrate this tapping sequence so that you can use the box, like I said, and you can use the tapping method as well. So another thing that this is a sidetrack, but we need to say it. You can practice technique using music theory. You don't need to use generic guitar playing to practice technique. And what I mean by that is, if you were going to learn how to do a finger tapping thing, you could actually use music theory, a scale or a key, instead of just rolling down the string going when you're learning to do your tapping. You could actually pay attention to the key notes and tap on only the key notes. And stay there and learn faster the notes in the key of A minor, because the more you play them, the faster you learn them, right? So you're just using them a million times for all different practice things you're doing. How do you not learn all the notes then? But if you're just going to go, well, then you're not going to learn anything from the key, because you can do that. That's one thing to do. But besides that, you'd want to work some theory. So whatever you're going to do, picking, right? If you were going to practice your picking, wouldn't you want to learn some of the notes in the key? So you might go D, E, F, E, F, G, right? Go. This way, later on in time, when you want to write a song a year or two or whatever later, you know those notes by heart. And now whacking the chords. Hey, I'm writing a song. What key do I want to use? I don't know, but I know these notes. I know it's D, E, and F because I played it a million times in my practicing. So if you can find a way to practice using the music theory, a scale, a key, a chord, something you're doing, you're always going to learn. You're killing two birds with one stone. That's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to take this pentatonic scale, and I'm going to tap straight up the 12th fret, because we know the 12th fret is all in the key of A minor, because it's just E, A, G, B, D, E. That's all flat, regular notes, right? Flat across the board. Flat meaning to me, I'm just saying that they're all right here. E, A, D, G, B, E, nothing, no sharp, no flats. You're just staying right here, flat across the fret, and you just... So, real quickly, I'm going to show you how this works, right? We just kind of... So what we're doing is a method called on, off, off, and it goes like this. On, off, off. And you count it that way. On. So, by the way, I'm muting all the other strings with my arm, and I'm going to get a nice... type thing there. If you pick your arm up properly. Mezzy, can you play the guitar? I can play the guitar sometimes. I can't play it all the time. I can't play it when I'm sleeping. So anyway, here's what we do. We're going to go on with the finger that's on the left hand. We're going to tap with the middle finger, which is holding the pick with these two. You want to be able to get from the tapping. So you guys that tap with they kind of do this little jobber, and you go like this, and I don't even know how you do it. You're taking forever to get to that first finger. That's all great, but you can't do that live. And if you're doing that in your house, you're not, and you have never played live, well, then you just don't understand. There's more to learn about guitar. But the thing is, live players don't drop. I don't know how you guys do that if you do that. I'm going to teach you this way, where we're holding the pick the whole time. And then we're going to reach over and start doing our tap. So for this simple exercise, we're going to do this. We're just going to go, on, off, off, on, off, off, on, off, off. And then you just got to practice the timing of it. That's why when you say it, when the finger's doing the work, then you say it. So you say it when it's doing the work. When it goes on, you say on, off, off, on, off, off. You say it when the finger's going to do the work, so that you learn the time saying it when the finger hits. On, off, off, on, off, off, on, off, off, on, off, off. Once you get it that smooth, you don't have to say it anymore, because you won't be able to say it as fast as you're going to be playing it. You're going to be playing it a lot faster, so you'll be like this. You can't be like, on, off, on, off, on, off. Can't do it. It's not going to work, right? So you just got to do it long enough to memorize the pattern of on, off, off. It just leads to other stuff. Now, when you want to, so if you were in another key, let's say we go to B minor, then all you need to do is find notes that are in the key of B minor. If you want to ideally keep the quality of sound, then you maybe want to stay in the key. I'm not telling you to stay in the key, but if you want to stay in the key, some people say that sounds better. If you're going to write a professional song, you're going to need to be in some key, because no one's going to want to hear atonal music from a professional. So you'll need to be somewhere in the key, right? So again, 12th fret works. You can stay here. The closer you are to the notes, though, the more it sounds something. And you could pull that off all with one hand when you get into more advanced moves. But for now, you're so close with the tapping note that you're not going to hear a dissonance of sound yet. That sound, that intermittent sound you hear me doing, I cannot help it. It will come out every time. That's my ADD. is a double tap, and I cannot help it. I have a very hard time not doing it, so I'll try not to, but it just doesn't sound right to me anymore. But I've been doing it for 30-something years, so 40-something years. But anyway, it's just something I've been doing for so long, I don't think I can stop it. But that's what it is. It's this. It's a normal tap I'm showing you, with a double tap in every 4 beats, or every 8, or every 6. I do it on an even number. Now, if you guys want to cross the strings like I'm showing here, because you can use any note in this, you can use any string in the pentatonic box. So then here it's just on, off, on, off, off, on, off, off. I'm in a very Van Halen mode today. I can't help getting that Van Halen sound going. So that's how that works. You just pick a string and you kind of go to town. Just learn to say on, off, on, off. And if you wanted to, you don't even need the amp on. Just do it without the amp and don't worry about the sound. Just get the timing. You don't even need sound yet. Just get that down. Just get the timing down. Because as soon as you get the timing, you can throw the amp on. And be like... Now, if you can do that, then maybe while you're doing it, you could slide this finger over a fret and get something else out of it. Like, you start moving your fingers around as you get all of them to do the timing mark. So you need this finger to do this pentatonic spot. And you need the ring finger to do this where you have the whole steps apart. It's just, again, on, off, off. Let me see if I can do it slow for you. Okay. Now, if you add in some fingers, then you're just adding another on. On, off, off, off. On, off, off, off. The idea, though, that the part you're trying to keep, the part that's going to be challenging for you is you need to keep everything the same speed, because otherwise it sounds like crud. You need to keep it consistently the same. So even if you get that and you don't hear the sound, but you were consistent, you did it. Because all that was my arm muting the strings. So, but the timing was there. So if your timing is right, that's all you care about. Because when it comes time to really play, your arm won't be there, and you'll just sound the way you need to sound. I've only got my arm here because I'm sitting in a chair and I'm not playing a song on a stage. So we're not live. So if we're live, then it's a different thing. I'm sitting in a chair, my arm is all jacked up. I'm teaching you how to play it, right? You'll go through the same thing, but when you play for real, you'll be back here like this, and then you just reach over, and you just play like you would normally play. But going into this like teacher mode where I'm like teaching you like a first grade, I'm trying to be like all slow with it, and that's like some guy who's usually, it's probably like John Forrest trying to teach his kid how to drive when I don't think John Forrest can go 25. So how does he teach his kid how to drive? You know what I mean? The guy goes 300. He's telling his son, hey, listen, little Johnny, I'm going to do my best to back it down for you to 55 or 80 or 100 for you. But I'm used to 300 or more. So you'll understand if we don't go under 150, right? That's pretty much what it is for me. It's just sometimes hey man, they call me Shredder because I like to play fast. I mean, that's no secret, right? That's why they call me the Shredder. Actually, that's my name. My parents are great people, I gotta tell you. So listen, when you guys want to do this, I'm going to show you how to cross the strings across the pattern. So let's go to like D minor. That's what you're not going to do. Why don't we try something like this? A nice smooth succession. A nice, smooth succession would be like this. If you guys start out nice and slow, you got your D and your F, you can do the G, the A. You need to play in a place where most of the notes or all the notes are going to be in your key. So now you're getting into an area where you're going to need to know some of these notes because we're past the 12th fret, guys. And guess what? I don't think every single one of these notes are going to be in your key. So you're going to have to move your finger around while you're tapping. Now, this is like a regular lesson for you. See, I'm trying to be like if you were sitting in the chair with me and I was having we're sitting together and I just, I'm going to be myself. So I'm not going to be some stiffy guy. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'd be doing to the kid sitting in the chair. I'd be like, little Johnny, you got to move your finger now. Got to move it around the notes. Come on, you're not leaving until you show me the notes. So you got to walk up your fret and find out where you are. I'm telling you right now, I'm switching over to the key of D minor. So you ought to know now that we're adding a B flat to this key we're playing in. So now I don't go to the B note anymore. I'm going to look for the notes of the key of D minor. So I got an A here, right? We know that's in the key of D minor. How long will it take you guys to figure out where you're zigzagging around on these frets? Should I do it for you? Or do you want me to take a little pause and let you guys do it? Or you can pause it and see if you can find them yourself, because I'm about to show you. But if you don't want to see where the key is, or the way I'm going to show it to you, then pause it and find your own spots that go right up the key of D minor in this fret or this one or that one. I'm going to do it like this. Let's work it out like this. I generally, when I tap, my style, now again, you do whatever you want to do, but I have a style, and it is this. When I generally tap, it's not all the time, but I would say 3/4 of the time, I'm tapping forward. I call this forward or down, up, whatever you want to do down the neck. I go this direction when I tap. When I'm in a fret crossing like this, if I need to go to the key, I don't go out this way. I go this way because I could just see it better under the lights so for me, I really mastered my tapping playing live. And under the lights, the way they stood on the side of the stage, I always stood under. I could see the notes on this. Moving forward this way, I could see the notes a little bit easier in the light than I could this way. So when I was live, I would always go up this way and move my hand in this way to tap that note instead of coming back this way and finding one, because it was easier. Because when I'm playing like this, my hand's in the way and it blocks the light and I can't really see so well. So it was easier to see the notes in front of me with the lights, so I would just naturally go forward. It became a habit when I was younger. It was a little security blanket. But here I am now as a grown player, and it's still a habit that I do. So now when I go up these notes, I look for the notes in the fret, and if I have to move out of the fret, I move forward in this direction because, again, live, it's easier to see for me. It's my reason. Some people might be like, got super ego, and they're like, Mezzy, I can say anything. Hey, man, you're better than me, dude. I just care about not effing up on the stage. So if I got to move to the side so I can see the shit, I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't care. But that's why I do it. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to take you up D minor here, right? And we're going to walk up. Let's see what we got. We got an A. We'll use the 17A. We'll use the 17E. You want to use this? What is this? C. You want to use C? D, F, G, A, C. Right? We could use the C. That will work. We got this guy right there. We got a sloppy old G. We got the sloppy G, right? What's this guy? I don't know. A, B, C. What do we got there, guys? We got the king, the big D. The big deer. That's the key we're in, the deer. Big D. What's going on, Big D? And then I don't even know. I'm just going to I decide at the very end if I want to stay here or go out. I really don't know until I do it, But if I wasn't going to, I would be like, whatever. I'd be like, this is D and F, and I go back, and I'll play the C and the E flat and just whack something over here and, do whatever we got to do, Basically what you're going to do. You're going to come up this side. Now, I would track it before you play it and just walk it. And when you cross, you got to do this. The middle finger, the one that's in between these three, which is now your pinky, the guy in the middle there, between the two outsides, whatever. So if it was like this, it would be your second finger if you're doing that. But this is this guy, or this guy. I'm doing this guy. So the finger that's between these two goes first, people. That is the secret to ripping across the strings. When you see a guy like Steve Vai just wail across, when that dude is like, and he just does this. I don't do the singles like him. I do the doubles. I think he does singles because he's God. He comes down with wings and he shows himself. He's God. That dude's amazing. Try learning how to play like that guy. You'll be there till you're 150 because he's like so smooth at those taps. I think he does like single taps across or something. I don't know what he does. The guy's a nut. But anyway, the deal is you got to raise the finger in the middle there first. See? Because then you come into the tapping note and you do the pull off on the tapping note. And while you're doing that with these two, then you lift this guy up in the back. So he sneaks in the back door there. Watch. You see that? That's how it works. You got to slip that first finger in the back door, like on Smokey and the Bandit. They're in the back door, right? What you say? Come on in. We got your back door. This is Little Beaver. Come on with the floor. We got your back door, right? Well, you got to slip that first finger in the back door, son. That's the only way it works. Do it again. Show you one more time on the clean. I'll do it on the bridge pickup this time, or I'm on bridge this time. We'll do it down here. I just did something a little different there, but now you can do little dumb exercises like this because they lead you to funkier sounds. You might be pre-bending a tab. You might be like maybe doing a thing where you're like, little Randy Rhoads did that. He did that little action like that all the time, right? I like to do this. It's a good finger exercise. It's a little more percussive on the neck pickup when you're up here. Okay? And you're going like this. A little more percussive up there. And that's what that's all about. So guys, that's some pretty decent work for you there. I mean, you know, if you know how to tap, then you already really feel like I wasted my time watching this, well then maybe you can work on some of these methods where you kind of stay in, you find places to do four fingers. So maybe like you're in B minor, you could go B, C sharp, D, E, and then you could walk your other finger all the way out the key and do practice things like that. How about practicing growing your fingernail out and sliding your... And then after your tap, bring it up to a slide to complete the sound. Bring it out and finish it. Because what are you doing? Sitting there at your house going like this? Yeah, when do you ever do that in a song? So as soon as you learn to play it, you got to learn to finish it. Which means you got to get out of that tap with a slide or a pull or a bang or a ding or a dent. Something. You can't stand there in the road. You're going to get whacked. Can't leave the note just hanging. It's going to look like a deer in the headlights. You got to get out of it back into the rest of the piece, whatever you're doing, right? I mean, easy thing to do is go to the root. If you're in A minor, go to the A. But you better trying to be Elmer Fudd, you better be able to slide up to the note. Wow. You can even do that and come back. A little pre-roll. But the idea is that your eyes need to be trained. Because if you're looking down here at 5, well, you should be looking up at 17. If that's where you're going, I got a whole nother video that'll teach you how to slide in 5 minutes. What I mean by slide is at any speed and never miss. It takes 5 minutes to learn it, 10 minutes to learn the actual thing. Then you just practice it for like 20 minutes, and then in 20 minutes you do it like 100 times. You got it down solid, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is the first time I actually learned to do something well in 20 minutes. Because this takes a few minutes to learn, and then you just practice getting the timing down. So however long your timing takes, that's how long it's going to really take to learn how to do finger tapping. To learn the lesson you're watching here, to understand it takes as long as it takes to watch it. You understand it, now you know what you're doing. But to do it well and practice it, well, that's what's going to take some time. That's where you know yourself. How much time do you really need? Do you do 5 minutes every single day, 10 minutes every other day, 20 minutes a day? How much time do you play? Are you doing 4 hours a day where you can split it out and do 30 minutes of this stuff a day? I mean, whatever your routine is, you got to be consistent, right? So it doesn't matter how much time you're practicing, but what matters is your consistency level. Are you even Steven? Are you consistent every week with the same amount of time or more? Or what's going on with that? So that's how you guys obtain true skills. You can watch all the videos you want, but if you don't put the consistent time in, you're not going to get there. It's just like bodybuilding. You're not going to get the muscle overnight. You get it over consistency over time. It's the same thing here. You guys want to learn to do a little shred? All it takes is time. You guys have it. You got all the time in the world. Everybody watching, whatever country you're in, you got some time. You're watching this, means you got some time. When you're done, get to stepping. Step over to your guitar, put some consistent time in. Write down what you did today. Keep a log. Everybody should be keeping a log. I tell my students, if you don't keep a log, you're going to get like half the skills you could be getting, because with a log, you can reflect. And if you can't reflect on what you did, you don't even know what you did. If I ask you how many hours did you practice last week, you don't even have a freaking clue. There's no way I would trust that guy's going to, reach his personal best. You'll get good, but you're not going to get the best you could. So it depends what you want. If you want to make the most of something, you need to be logging your time. So have a nice time, guys. Enjoy the video. If you want to leave some comments, go ahead. If you don't, go ahead. Have a nice day. See you guys in another video.